Let's hit some bets. Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Alex. I'm the co-founder of OddsJam. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to hit some bets. So I have a bunch of sportsbook accounts pulled up: BetMGM, DraftKings, Caesars, FanDuel, WynnBET. I've used over 40 sportsbooks in my life. More sportsbooks is better. We've explained this in other videos. So I don't want to keep the intro too long, but it's better because all these sportsbooks have different odds, right? This is what makes sports betting absolutely fascinating. Is if we go into this Bucks game, for example, you can see all these books have different prices. So if I want to bet on the Warriors, I should probably be getting plus 100 on WynnBET, or I think this is a Vegas book. I should be getting, plus 100 on Westgate. You want more sports books. So we included below, before anything, links to a bunch of sports books. Sign up for as many as possible in your state. TwinSpires, this book right here. It's in Arizona, Pennsylvania, Colorado, Indiana. BetMGM is in basically frickin' every state. I'm limited on BetMGM. I'm not going to get off a lot of action, but DraftKings is in a lot of states, obviously. Caesars is in a bunch of states, and they have probably the best sports betting sign-up bonus on the market right now. So you click the link below, and you get a bet match of $1,001. So you sign up with promo code OddsJam, and your first wager loses, they'll give you your money back. Or no, this is a bet match. You bet $1,000. Caesars just gives you a free bet up to $1,001. So if I hit, more info, it's literally that simple. Your first bet, whatever you bet $250. Caesars gives you $250. You bet $500. Caesars gives you $500 in a free bet, all the way up to $1,001. FanDuel is pretty great. And WynnBET. So these are the books I'll be using today. We'll place some bets. It shall be interesting. I have this spreadsheet. So all these bets you can tail in real time. You can see we're down from the first day, $105 in profit. But I have placed, some ARBs. Like yesterday, we hit some ARB on this live stream. We made $943 in risk-free profit. I don't ARB a lot. I like having money bet on sports. But hey, a free $10, not bad. We won our Bruins -2 puck line plus EV play, and then we lost, unfortunately, the biggest play I had on my live stream, which was, over 225 in the 76ers Hornets game. I believe this lost. So again, the whole point of plus EV betting, which is right here, is you are getting odds that are in your favor as a sports bettor, right? So you will win in the long run. That specific bet may lose, but you will win in the long run. So the example we like to give users is, if there's a coin's 53% to land on heads, and I give you $100 if the coin lands on heads. So 53% heads, 47% tails, and we're betting 1-to-1 plus 100 odds. You're getting $100 if it lands on heads. That's happening 53% of the time. You should obviously flip this coin with me. Of course, that coin can still show up on tails 47% of the time. You could lose, 3 bets in a row, but over the course of the long run, you are guaranteed to make money through the law of large numbers, right? So just using the plus EV page, I'll turn on player props right here, and finding mathematically profitable bets is optimal. So here are some bets we have. I bet this earlier, plus 200. The lines come down a bit, but I think I have it bet plus 200 if we look. So yeah, I have $150 on Mac Jones over 1.5 touchdowns, just straight from the OddsJam plus EV page. Insane value. We got plus 200 on this. And of course, it's still favored not to happen, but just looking at betting lines, plus 200 is an ARB to Pinnacle, the sharpest sports book in the world. It's, a low hold, or basically an ARB to TwinSpires. It looks great to every sports book. It was just a no-brainer bet. That's the power of OddsJam, right? There's no BS. There's no picks. There's nothing like that. We just show you data, and we give you signals of interesting betting opportunities to look into, right? So you can see Seth Curry made threes tonight is plus 110 on MGM. It's favored on the sharpest sportsbook in the world, and you're getting plus money on MGM. And it's also an ARB to one of the global sportsbooks, as we'll call it. And you can see right here, this bet has an expected profit margin of 7.32%. So I'm not going to get a lot of action down on this because I'm limited. But if we go to this Warriors game, it starts in 42 minutes. This is just clearly an amazing bet, right? Like if we click on this specific wager, so Curry over 4.5 threes. We've said this a million times, but you need to move fast as a sports bettor. Nobody who is slow gets rewarded. You have to be fast. Great lines, they don't last forever. So we have Curry over 4.5 here. So you can see, just click into the market, right? Look at the odds. Every book has this roughly a flip, or they have it favored. The plus 110 is very clearly good. If you had accounts at these two sports books, you could just arb this and earn a risk-free profit. But we're not going to do that. This plus 110, we're getting a signal from the data, a signal from the plus EV page that, hey, click into this market, take a look. And you click in and you're like, wow, Curry at plus 110 is just very clearly a good bet, right? You're getting plus 110 on MGM. Every other, most of the books have this favor. So definitely a bet we want to take advantage of. So I'll go here. You want to move quick because great lines don't last forever. So know how to, move throughout these books, go to player threes, and then we can go down. Curry plus 110. Now I'm limited on MGM. We'll see how much they give me. Let's say I try to throw 150 bucks on it. What do they give me? They give me 2071, right? So just for the sake of example, what a betting limit is like is, so this is Curry over 4.5 threes, Curry, and this is at plus 110 odds. We got 2071 on this specific wager. And our edge as a sports bettor, if we go to the plus EV page, granted, I'm limited. It's not going to be a high dollar amount, but in terms of profit margin, this bet is great. So we'll go back here. And also, I think this is still good if you want to tail it on WinBet. I mean, I was out there hustling. I got it over 1.5 at plus 200. You can see my cash out is now greater than my wager. So if I wanted to make a risk-free $5.45, then I could just hit this cash out button. And I bet 150, and WinBet will just give me 545 to take my bet off. WinBet is like, oh, you got a good bet. We'll give you 545. Just please don't have this bet on. But I'm going to leave it open because it's a higher profit margin, in my opinion. So sign up for a bunch of sports books. Again, a bunch of links below. So click those all, sign up for them all. And we can go in here and you can see that's a huge ARB, right? Like if we had accounts at both of these sports books and a 7.32% profit margin. So that's our edge as a sports bettor. It's your profit margin. Of course, this bet still may lose, but it's favored to hit. It's going to happen over 50% of the time. So getting plus money is obviously great. And we're earning 152 in EV on this specific wager. So that's the first bet I will place. And then we can continue to go through and see if anything else sticks out as interesting. I'd like to play some bets. So, what's crazy about this is this game starts at 5:30, right? People look at the stock market and they're like, oh my God, like 8% a year, you can get rich investing in the stock market. How about a risk-free 3.6% within 4 hours by the time this game ends, right? This game starts at 5:30, it ends at 8:30. And if you were to put 250 bucks on BetMGM, $250 about on Bovada, you earn $18 risk-free. There's risk-free money. I don't have this account, but if you did have this account right now and you had it pulled up, you could place this bet, right? Like you would just be $18 richer. It's insane. So we'll continue to go through. Let's see if there's any good lines that stand out. I'm also going to filter out one of these sports books. So if you see BetRivers and Twin Spires, they're both available in Arizona. You should sign up for both of them. We have links to sign up for both of them below. BetRivers gives you a $250 deposit bonus. You deposit $250, they just give you $250. It's the easiest $250 you'll literally ever make. So you can filter out the books you want to here. So I'll add in BetRivers. You can filter around your settings here. We've discussed this before. And then we'll go back here just to make the screen a little less cluttered. And then, maybe I don't want to see MGM because I'm so highly limited, right? Like I tried to bet $100 on this. They gave me 2071. But I will say, on BetMGM, there are some pretty great bets out there. So definitely, if you don't have BetMGM, but you're in a state where it's legal, click the link below, sign up. They give you a $1,000 risk-free bet. It's pretty insane. Also, there is a promo on FanDuel tonight. So it's a risk-free same-game parlay. So I haven't bet this yet, so let's talk about it. You place a 3-leg $10 same-game parlay on a TNT game And if your bet loses, then you get $10 in site credit. So I'm not sure what an NBA on TNT game is. So I'm not particularly sure what games are eligible, if any, but I assume it's all of them or probably the games on TNT. I'm not particularly sure. But what I can do is I'll just look up, what games. So TNT games, NBA, and then we'll place a risk-free bet. So this promo is literally you bet $10. If your bet loses, FanDuel gives you $10. I believe that's the terms of the promo. This is a free $10 lottery ticket from FanDuel. So if you scroll down here, opt in, place a 3-leg, no, you just get $10 regardless. It says you get a $10 bonus in site credit. I'll zoom in, regardless of if your bet wins or loses. You bet $10, FanDuel just gives you $10. So FanDuel is basically just giving you a free $10 to F with in terms of betting. So we'll see what games are on TNT tonight. And it looks like Warriors-Bucks, unsurprisingly, is. So we'll go to this game. And FanDuel is just giving us $10. We can bet whatever we want. If our bet loses, FanDuel gives us $10. If our bet wins, FanDuel gives us $10. So literally it's impossible to lose with this promo. So I'll go to same game parlay. It has to have 3 legs above plus 400 odds. So we can figure out maybe what's optimal. So I'll go here. I'll go to this game. And again, literally whatever you bet, it's impossible to lose money. So you don't have to think too hard about it if you don't want to. But we'll click into this game and you can see, minus 104 on the Warriors seems decent. So we'll take this. I can click into the over. So I can look at the total points market and I'll scroll down to over under 224.5. It looks like, even money on the sharpest sportsbook, minus 105, minus 105. So kind of whatever. And then, whatever. First basket, let's play something fun. So I'll make sure I'm getting a halfway decent line. I'll go to DraftKings. I'll go to player props. I'll go to first field goal. And it doesn't even look like they have this for the Warriors game, which makes no sense. But we can go to, let's say, player assists and see where FanDuel is giving us a decent line. And we can scroll. Maybe Giannis over 6.5 player assists seems halfway decent at minus 112. So I'll go to player assists. I'll go to Giannis over 6.5 minus 108. That's even better. And I'll throw $10 on this. It's plus 582 odds. So I'm meeting the minimum odds requirement. Now you may be like, oh, OddsJam said it was minus 112. Why did OddsJam say that? Minus 108 is here, but there are freaking a bunch of different markets where you can bet the over under 6.5 assists. There's this mainline market. There are these weird assist markets to record 6+ assists, right here. So, and there's an alternate assist market where you can see his over under a 6.5, which OddsJam is using. We have a feed to that. OddsJam has the most exclusive data feed in the sports betting industry. So that's the bet we're on. I'll add it to my sheet. So I'll click in here and we can see, I also bet this odds boost. So odds boost, boosted odds. This is really good. 2+ goals to be scored in the first period of Philadelphia versus Boston. This is basically favored on every book. So it's insane. So if we go to the Flyers bet, for example, what we can do, and this is really just to show you the value of checking these promos on a daily basis. If we go to first period goals, over under 1.5, it's favored on MGM, favored on DraftKings, favored on FanDuel, favored on TwinSpires. And you're getting plus money, right? You're getting plus 100, which implies a win rate of 50%, and it's favored on every sports book. So this is definitely an odds boost that you want to take advantage of. But what I had for my risk-free bet is Warriors money line. So over 224.5 and Giannis over 6.5 assists. And I'll add this to the sheet, and this was at plus 582 odds. And notes, I guess, I'll just add in that this is a promo, and basically it's impossible for us to lose money here, right? If this bet doesn't hit, our profit and loss will be zero. We bet $10, FanDuel gives us $10. If this bet hits, FanDuel still gives us $10. So definitely a promo worth taking advantage of. So let's go through. Let's see if there's any interesting plus EV bets out there. So it says session expired. What I can do is I can continue to scroll. So this bet, again, heavily limited on BetMGM, but, Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world, has this IUPUI team minus 136. like you can see every sportsbook has the spread. You click into the market as their main line at 8.5 on BetMGM, you're getting minus 110 on this. When most books have the spread at 8.5, you're picking up the additional point, which is pretty big in terms of college basketball. You're picking that up at minus 110. So if you want to, you can place this bet, click on an odd to add this wager to your bet tracker. So let's say we threw $100 on it, you'd add 100, you'd hit save, and the bet tracker will track your profit and loss, as well as your closing line value. So here we can see an ARB pop up, risk-free 2.83%. We can try to hop on it. So let's go to the Warriors game. Let me go to NBA, and then we can go to the Warriors game, and then we can go to, was this assists? Assists under 5.5. Again, FanDuel's a little frustrating because they have like 10 different places where you can bet the same market. So if we go here, Curry, we want to go to alternate assists, and then we want to go to under 5.5, and you can see it's plus 146. So FanDuel is saying, no, you've made too much money off us. We'll give you a max of 102.75. So I'll hit that. Again, you have to know how to move quick. Can't be slow. So 102.75, and then Caesars, you want to bet roughly 140. It logged me out, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a sec and log in back into Caesars. And then we will place this ARB hopefully before the line moves. Again, you want to move quick. You're not going to be able to hit them all like most people try to get in on. Maybe if you're interested in this like arbitrage betting stuff, you try to get in on like 60%. It's free money, so like you have to move quick. No magical fairy is going to put all the money in your bank account. Like you got to work for it. So we can go here. We can go to assists. And you can see, where are you, Curry? Over 5.5 minus 130. What does the ARB calculator tell me? That 142.87. That's a weird number. I'm just going to put 140. We were limited on FanDuel. I'm working off a max limited FanDuel account, and I still just made a risk-free $7.14 when all of you are trying to tail me. So 714 in ARB profit. So this is Curry over under 5.5 assists. And this is, whatever, like we can just put ARB, and we just earned 752, I believe, about 714. So not bad, right? And we went through the math of how this works yesterday, but we just earned $7.14 in risk-free profit. So we can go through the math briefly. So we have Curry under 5.5 assists right here. And then we have Curry over 5.5 assists on Caesars at minus 130. At minus 130, and we have this plus 146. And again, you got to move quick. And there are two options, right? These are equal and opposite. That is the whole point of arbitrage. One bet has to win, one bet has to lose. So we bet 102.75 and 140. So we have 102.75 on this, and then we have 140 on this. So this is the stake, and then this is the bet. And then I can increase the size on all of this. So I can increase this to 18. So this is our stake in dollars. So now there are two options. Curry has less than 5 assists, or Curry has less than 6 assists. I apologize. Or, Curry has over 6 assists, greater than or equal to 6 assists, and our bet wins, right? So this bet was on FanDuel, I should note, and then this bet is on Caesars. Now we have two bets, two ARBs placed. So if Curry has less than 6 assists, we bet the under. So in other words, if Curry has 0 to 5 assists, then our bet on FanDuel on the under 5.5 will win. Our bet on the over 5.5 assists will lose on Caesars. Got to take a sip of my alcoholic drink, which means we lose our $140 bet on Caesars and we win our bet on FanDuel, right? So plus 102.75 times 1.46. That's definitely not right. So this is supposed to be minus, right? So long story short, let's just do this. So I can have net profit scenario, and then we'll play some plus EV bets. And this is Caesars profit, and this is FanDuel profit. So if Curry has less than 6 assists, our bet on FanDuel will win. So we'll win We bet 102.75, staked at plus 146 odds. So we'll have 102.75 times 1.46 in profit on FanDuel, which is roughly 150 bucks. But that's supposed to be in FanDuel. What we'll lose is our bet on Caesars on the over 5.5 assists. If Curry has less than 6 assists, this will lose. So we'll lose our stake of 140 bucks. Why does it keep defaulting to a smaller size? And then if he goes over, right, 6 or more assists, then our bet on Caesars will win $140 staked at minus 130 odds. So 140 times 100 over 130. This will be our profit on Caesars. This will be our loss on FanDuel. We will lose our under if Curry has over 6 assists. And our net profit will just be these two numbers added together, right? This is what arbitrage is, right? You are earning risk-free profits. And again, if you follow this calculator exactly, then this will keep your risk-free profit constant. But all you're seeing here is we just made, risk-free money. No matter what happens, Curry either has to have under 6 assists or he has to have, 6 plus assists. One of these bets on FanDuel will win. One of these bets on Caesars, either FanDuel will win or Caesars will win. They both can't win. One bet will win. One bet will lose. No matter what happens, I make money. But you have to be fast and you can't be lazy, and nobody knows when these betting opportunities are going to occur. That is the key to sports betting. Out of all of the OddsJam customers, we have some users who spend 3 hours a freaking day on our product, more than I do. And they're probably the ones, I know they're the ones who make the most money off of the product. So here we see another bet. Here's another one. Jonas, this guy in the Pelicans game over 1.5 threes plus 270. So let's go here. Let's go to NBA, and then I can go to the Pelicans game. And what I want to do is I want to go to player threes, and then I want to find this guy. So over 270, so plus 270. This bet just looks incredible. They're only giving me a max of 55, but whatever, right? I'm just showing, that this is possible, right? Like these making risk-free money in sports betting, it's possible. So 55, that's what FanDuel gave us. They limited us to. So then Caesars is under 1.5 at minus 230. So if I place the opposite side, I get a risk-free profit of 674. Now, what you'll notice is Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, is only giving you plus 187 on this guy to have over 1.5 threes. So clearly, FanDuel seems like the good bet. So you have two options. You could either keep this bet open as a positive expected value bet with an edge. So we'll go here with an edge of almost 20%. This bet on FanDuel is insanely profitable. Or you can arbit, if you're one of those babies who doesn't like risk, you can arbit for a risk-free profit. So 143.25. So if we go to Caesars, I can go to basketball, and then I can go to the Pelicans game. Again, you want to move quick, and you want to go to player props, and then you want to go to threes, where are threes, trying to move quick. Total 3-pointers. I think this guy's on the Pelicans, under 1.5, minus 230. So now it's our decision. I don't think we should hedge, but I will do it for the sake of example, is, we place $140 on this guy to have under 1.5 threes. Looks like Caesars is loading or something. What you doing? So we can go here, and if I place 145, definitely don't place that because I don't even think this bet is good. We place $145. Now we have a hedged bet, right? We have an arbitrage bet. We have plus 270. One of these bets has to win. This guy's either going to have under 1.5 threes or he's going to have over 1.5 threes. If he has over 1.5 threes, our bet on FanDuel wins, our bet on Caesars loses. And because this plus number is greater than this minus number right here, you can earn a risk-free profit by placing bets on both sides. Again, why this is so insane is you are earning a risk-free 3.28% return in one frickin' day, right? This game is ending tonight. You are earning a compound, right? If you did this every day, that 3% daily profit is compounding. It is absolutely insane. So we'll go here, and then we have this Jonas over 1.5 threes arb, and we made roughly, we could go through the calculations again, but I feel like you get the point. And we made 674 in profit. Cool. I'm 674 richer. Hopefully you were able to tail. If not, you're 674 less rich by not hitting that bet. So this line looks good. This is a line I would place. Again, I'm limited on BetMGM, but Again, most books have Illinois minus 9.5. You're picking up minus 8.5 on BetMGM. Incredible bet. Like, stop trusting handicappers, these square freaking losers. Trust data, right? Trust data. That is the whole point of OddsJam. You can see, just looking at the data, most sports books have this minus, 9.5. You're getting minus 8.5 at minus 110. It's an arb to the sharpest sports book in the world. Whenever an arbitrage bet exists, you know that there has to be a profitable bet. One bet has to be good, and it's your decision as a sports bettor to figure out which bet is good. So I'm going to filter out MGM just because I don't get down much action, and it's a little depressing to me to see it, but I still place bets on it sometimes, but I'll filter it out. Again, you can set up all your email alerts. Use the bet tracker. The bet tracker is going to start auto grading bets, including all your previous bets. We have CLV notifications. So long story short, if you place a bet and the line moves against you, we'll send you an email notification. So that's pretty cool. You can filter around with your positive EV betting, with your positive EV settings. So it really just depends, right? Like, do you want to bet on player props? Do you not want to? There are a lot of OddsJam users. A lot of them have success with player props. Some people don't like them as much because they think, whatever. They don't bet on props as much. I bet on props sometimes. I'd say I mainly stick to the main markets, but it's really up to you. Like, the point is just use data to inform your betting decisions. Like, I showed you this bet earlier. We have Mac Jones over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I can get a free 545. Literally, just hitting this bet for $150, and I'm pretty sure I have it bet a couple times, but this $250 over 1.5 touchdowns, like, I could just cash this out and make $9 in risk-free profit right here, right? You can see it right here, just by looking for good lines. This is a prop bet. Some people don't like to bet props. It's really up to you. Like, there's not one way to make money sports betting, but what you do know is you have to be using data, not trusting these square freaking handicappers all over social media. Because none of them, they don't have products. They don't base their decisions in data. They don't know what they're doing. So like this line, I just saw it on OddsJam. You scroll down, clearly plus 200 was a good bet. It's an ARB to pin, it's a low hold or whatever, an ARB to Twin Spires, just clearly a good line. And you want to that's how you use data to inform your betting decisions. Again, the Platinum plan, you get a ton more books. A lot of them are very sharp. And faster speeds, a lot faster speeds coming soon. Should be close to real time, but we'll see about that. And so I turned off player props. This looks like a good line, under 6.5, so we can click into it. As I always recommend, like, don't treat the plus EV page like a Bible. Like, click into these markets, take a look at the entire sports betting market, and then you can make a decision. Do I want to bet this or not? So like this under, 6.5 goals, it's an ARB to pin, which gives me pretty high confidence it's a good bet. But like, whatever, FanDuel's giving you minus 158, DraftKings minus 170. It's not like it's an ARB to every book, and you have extremely high confidence that it's a profitable bet. You want to use, and you can try to live bet if you want. I find it very stressful, but there's a lot of opportunity live, and it takes a lot of time. Similar to OddsJam, you'll miss a lot, but there's a lot of opportunity live. It's $9 a day. You can just like click on it to subscribe. But when you're looking at the plus EV page, you want to click in to these markets to try to get a sense of, okay, what is the good bet, right? Like here, you can see this positive EV bet on this player rebounds. FanDuel has it minus 102. That is an ARB to DraftKings, which has plus 120, and Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. You have extremely high confidence that this minus 102 is a good line. So we'll go to the Grizzlies game. Go to basketball. Try to move quick. It looks like they locked it. So, yep, they just locked it. Okay, that's a little frustrating, but like this line is very clearly good. So if we just like click on it and we go to under 6.5, I forget what his name was. I think it was Janet Jackson or whatever. Caesars has it favored. It was minus 102 on FanDuel. It was an ARB to Twin Spires. It was an ARB to Pinnacle. It was an ARB to DraftKings. Like that minus 102 on his under was very clearly good if you were able to get that bet down. And I bet some OddsJam user out there probably got his bet down first. So use data to inform your betting decisions. That's the entire point of OddsJam, right? So I'll turn off player props for a bit. It just kind of clouds the noise. And I feel like with player props, you have to do a bit more research and click into the markets This bet seems pretty good. Jets -2, plus 330. Like if we just click into the market, you can see, plus 330. It's nearly an ARB to pin. It's plus EV to pin. Caesars market is plus 300, minus 400. So if we throw that into a zero vig calculator, it looks good. The fair line for Red Wings -2 would be plus 320. We're getting plus 330, which is better. So, there's a lot of good lines out there. I already have money on the Panthers, so I'm going to skip over that. I already have money on the Wild tomorrow, so I'm going to, skip over that. But you can kind of look around. Like here looks like another good bet, right? Oregon plus 10. It's an ARB to pin or a low hold to pin, whatever you want to call it. And you have pretty high confidence. So we can click into this market and you can see, maybe now you have a little less confidence because FanDuel is -110, -110. Sure, it's an ARB to pin, but Twin Spires is a little split, right? So long story short, I wouldn't say treat this page like a Bible and go down and just bet everything blindly. Like I'd rather have 4 bets on every night that I have really high confidence that I really like, as opposed to just going down this page blindly and throwing $100 on everything. Right. Although you'll still make money. Don't get me wrong. OddsJam is the most insane product. It's an extremely powerful tool. You will still make money. But I'm saying what I'd rather do is be more selective about my bets and make sure I like them before, kind of jumping in on a line. Right. So we can scroll down. A lot of the games I'm assuming just started based on some of the live bets we're seeing. And I don't see anything that particularly stands out. This seems a little good if you want to bet it. But I'm trying to wrap up, maybe in a bit. Some of these other lines, nothing really jumps out at me. But it's not like, as we said, you never know when the best betting opportunities are going to occur. Sometimes they occur at, midnight. Sometimes they occur at 2 a.m. Sometimes they occur at noon. Sometimes Saturday's an amazing day. Sometimes Saturday's slower. Like you never know when the best bets are going to occur. So you want to be on the product as frequently as possible to make as much money as possible, literally just hitting this refresh button. So we hit 2 ARBs today. I actually hit them. So I made a risk-free during this live stream, like whatever, $14 in profit. I mean, $14 richer from this live stream. So I guess that's cool. But like, you're not going to be able to hit them all. But it took me, 2 minutes, a minute, maybe 30 seconds to check these ARBs and place the bets. So if you miss a good bet, like a good plus EV bet, if the line moves before you get in, like it takes you 20 seconds to check if the bet is still available, like going to BetMGM and checking really quickly. So just check more frequently, move faster. That's definitely like highly recommended because nobody knows when the best betting opportunities are going to occur. This bet looks a little good. I'm pretty sure I already have this bet at plus 200, but this plus 195 still looks good. Like if we just click into it, what was this? This was the Panthers game. So there's a search button on OddsJam, so you can search there. So if we go here, and again, like, try to use as many of the sharp sportsbooks as possible, BetOnline, Bookmaker, Pinnacle, 3 sharpest sportsbooks in the world to inform your betting decisions. Like you can see all these books line up. The 3 sharpest sportsbooks are all telling you roughly the same thing. The Dallas Stars should be roughly, plus 165 maybe in the middle. And the fair line for the Panthers would be around minus 180, 83. And then you can take a zero vig calculation from that, right? So what were we looking at? The Stars -2, plus 195. I already have it plus 200. It doesn't jump out from Twin Spires line, so I'm going to pass on it. But that's kind of how I recommend using OddsJam, thinking about OddsJam is just using it as a source to look into bets. Like here's a good one, right? This probably just popped up. Yep. So Predators, Sabres under 6 goals. So if we click into this, under 6 goals, you can see it's almost an ARB to BetOnline, very sharp sportsbook. It's an ARB to pin. So it looks like Caesars already moved to minus 110, which is probably fair. So I'm going to skip this, but clearly action was coming in on the under, and at minus 105, it was a great bet, right? BetOnline is one of the sharpest sportsbooks for hockey, and it was an ARB to pin. So, you can kind of make these betting decisions for yourself. It looks like the minus 142 on FanDuel still looks a little good, right? Just looking at this. So we can see if anything else interesting popped up. Doesn't really seem like it. So I think I'll call the live stream here. We placed a few good bets. We placed some ARBs, so made a risk-free $15 in profit. We have some promo bet, and then I have a thrilling positive EV bet where I was limited to $20.71 on BetMGM. Maybe something will pop up late, but it doesn't seem like it with most games starting. So again, use the tool frequently. Any questions you have about the product, you can reach out to us at contact@oddsjam.com. And this looks pretty good, right? So actually, let's consider this. Well, not really. Like, you can see pins moving a lot towards the Grizzlies. It looks okay to like Westgate, pretty sharp Vegas book. It looks pretty good to WinBet, Bet Online. I don't know. It's kind of in the middle of Bookmaker and Bet Online. It seems a little good if you want some Timberwolves action. Maybe we should place this bet. I'll stop. I think I'm going to place this bet, actually. Let's actually look at the betting exchanges, too. Often useful. So again, as a sports bettor, you really just want to, see as much data as possible to make you feel very confident in your bet. Like here, you can see on the betting exchanges, it doesn't seem amazing, but someone's willing to get the Grizzlies plus 150. This is in decimal odds for $400, right? So the betting exchanges are clearly telling you that this is a great bet. We can refresh, see if the odds moved. And, it's now a low hold to Caesars. It looks great to Bookmaker. It's almost an ARB to pin. So if we go back here, I think I'm going to place a little bit on this bet. Timberwolves, 3.32% edge. So we'll go to NBA, and then we'll go to Timberwolves, plus 150. Seems pretty good, pretty good. So we'll throw $350 on that, and then we can add here. So now we have T-Wolves money line. And then this was plus 150 odds. We put $350 on it. And this has 3% edge or something like this. So I would recommend tailing this bet. I mean, it looks good to the best betting exchange out there. It looks good to pin. It looks good to a lot of books. So I would highly recommend placing this bet if you are currently on DraftKings. Not highly. It's not like this thing's a slam dunk over here. It looks pretty good to everything, except for maybe a little bit Bet Online, which makes me a little more hesitant, bet it a little smaller. Whereas if Bet Online was like, oh, this is a slam dunk, maybe I would have bet it bigger. So this was for the Timberwolves game and 3.32% edge. So we can go here. So our expected profit, and we'll kind of see how this profit stacks up over time. And that means we just earned 1162 in EV. So again, it looks good to every book, basically, maybe fairish, a little to Bet Online, but still good enough to place the bet. So this Oregon bet looks a little bigger, a little better, whatever. Like, I think I'll call it a day here. But those were some bets I had open. We hit, we made $14 risk-free from arbitrage. We have 2+ EV bets open, Timberwolves, Curry assists. We have some promo on FanDuel where it's literally impossible to lose money. I don't think there's anything on DraftKings or Caesars, but it's worth checking. These sportsbooks offer so many promos. If you just go to Caesars and you type in Thursday, bet college basketball. This promo clearly is good. So we can go through the math very briefly. So if you bet $75, well, actually, I'm not even sure. Bet $75 on the point spread in Ohio State, Wisconsin. So if you assume there's 4% vig in a college basketball game, say you're losing $3 to the vig, you get a free bet equal to the points scored by your team's bench. I don't watch much college basketball. I don't know how many points on average bench teams score, but my gut tells me you want to bet on the favored team because the favored team is more likely to put up more points, and therefore their bench is more likely to put up more points. So what probably makes sense in betting this promo, because it definitely seems like a promo worth betting, would be if we type in Ohio State. Not sure why I can't find it. So if we type in Ohio State, Wisconsin's favored. I guess this game already started. But I guess whoever was favored at the start of the game would have been the team to go with. And then on DraftKings, there's 2 promos. Both of these are really good, so I'd recommend betting them. NFL wildcard weekend. I mean, similar to this FanDuel one, it's literally just you bet $10 and they give you $10. It's a free $10 lottery ticket to mess with from FanDuel. You can bet on whatever you want. It's impossible to lose money. DraftKings is kind of similar. Every day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, with the NFL playoff games, you can place a bet. And if your same game parlay loses, then they'll credit you in the form of free bet up to $10. So you can use OddsSham to try to find the best lines, but regardless, just make sure you bet it because it's extremely profitable. If your bet loses, they give you your money back in the form of a free bet. And same game parlays, they have a lot of juice baked into them, but it's still insanely profitable, right? The juice isn't that high. Yeah. So it doesn't look like anything else out there is particularly interesting. I'll try doing these at different points in the day. We can turn player props back on. There's probably some ARBs out there. I already made a risk-free $14, so I'd rather have some gamble bets on. You know, you could hit this 1.15%. Remember, this game will be over by 9 p.m., so in 3.5 hours, you will be 1.15% richer on your stake. Insanely powerful once you recognize the power of doing this on a daily basis, right? If you can ARB for $25 a day, just think about what that adds up to in a month. It takes you I've been on this live stream half messing around for 25 minutes, made, a couple good bets and also $15 risk free. I mean, not a bad hourly rate, I guess. So be sure to just, check the product as frequently as possible. Like some of the best bets I've ever gotten in on are at 2 a.m. when I'm just up, watching some TV show. And then I just click back to OddsSham. I hit the refresh button and I'm like, oh my God, that's a good bet. And I bet it. So really the power comes in using the product frequently. And yeah, so that's all I have. Thanks so much.